Mom, I'm quite nervous. Shera, sweetie, it's going to be okay. Shera Harrison. Oh, no. I don't want to do this.
Trust me. You don't have to be nervous. Hi Shera, I'm Courtney.
Hi Courtney, I'm a little bit nervous.
What brings you and Shera in?
Shera has been having these strange seizures that only occur whenever she's taking a test, writing an essay, taking an exam, and doing a hard assignment. I don't know what's the problem.
What's your name?
Carissa Harrison.
Okay Carissa.
Who's our doctor going to be?
Dr. Chrissy Pagan.
Hi Shera, I'm Dr. Pagan, but you can call me Dr. Chrissy. Hi Dr. Chrissy. There are going to be multiple nurses and lab technicians drawing your blood. Their names are Kristen McCormick, Jennifer Middleton, Isabella Stewart, Carrie Smith, Brittany Brooks, Adriana Forrester, Madeline Edwards, Anne-Marie Hayes, Gwyneth Riley, Cassandra Davidson, and Christy Dickinson. The lab technicians are Shelby Lawrence, Brandy McCarroll, Alice Marie Reynolds, and Christine Hale.
Shera Harrison.
Oh my God, I'm a little nervous.
Hello Shera, I am Brittany.
Hi Brittany, I am a little bit nervous.
Hello Shera, I am Carrie.
Hi Carrie.
Hi Shera, I'm Isabella.
Hi Isabella.
Hi Shera, I'm Jennifer.
Hi Jennifer.
Hi Shera, I'm Kristen.
Hi Kristen.
Hi Shera, I'm Adriana.
Hi Adriana.
Hi Shera, I'm Madeline.
Hi Madeline.
Hi Shera, I'm Trinity.
Hi Trinity.
Hey Shera, I'm Anne-Marie.
Hi Anne-Marie.
Hi Shera, I'm Gwyneth.
Hi Gwyneth. Hi Shera, I'm Cassandra. Hi Cassandra. Hi Shera, I'm Christy. Hi Christy. Hi Shera, I'm Brandy. Hi Brandy.
Hi Shera, I am Alice Marie.
Hi Alice Marie.
Hi Shera, I'm Christine.
Hi Christine.
Hi Shera, I'm Shelby.
Hi Shelby.
The lab results are in Carissa McKinson Genitaria Warren's office.
Carissa, Genitaria, do you guys have the lab results? Yes, Carissa, we do have the lab results, but Genitaria is currently on break, so here are the lab results. Your daughter has academic seizure syndrome, or ACS for short. It's a condition where she gets seizures whenever she takes a test, write an essay, or whenever she has hard assignments, or takes any exams. So to help with that, she'll have to take minor quizzes, have minor writing assignments, simple assignments, and she will not be able to go to school on exam month. Okay class, we have some ladies from the Plotagon City Hospital. So for Shera, this test is medically academic. That means they're running a test on you, taking a test. If she does have a seizure, these ladies from the Plotagon City Hospital will take the test away and tell me to grade it as a seizure causing assignment.
Shera has a seizure.
Miss Green, Shera, in fact, did have a seizure while taking the test.
Thanks Courtney for telling me about this. Now you and the rest of the nurses and other staff members go to the other teachers and tell them.
Ms. Black, Shera in fact, did have a seizure during the test, so on your next test, give her a quiz that she can take so that way she will not have any seizures. Tests are now extremely deadly for Shera. She can no longer take any tests, write any essays, never should she take any exams. She should not have any hard assignments, because those can cause seizures.
All right, Kristen.
Ms. Lawrence, it turns out that Shera has been having seizures. When she takes a test, she will no longer be able to take any form of tests, except for quizzes. She will no longer be able to write any essays. She'll have to have minor writing assignments. Whenever you assign a hard assignment, you have to assign Shera an easy assignment, and Shera will not be able to go to school on exam month. If you don't comply with these orders, then you will lose your teaching license. You do not want your students to have any form of seizures.
Okay Jennifer, thanks for telling me.
Mrs. Dickerson, Shera will no longer be able to take any form of tests, exams. She will not be able to write any essays. You have to assign her easy assignments. If you don't, she will have a seizure and you will lose your teaching license. She can take quizzes. She can have minor writing assignments. She can have only simple assignments. And she can't return to school on exam month.
Thanks Isabella. You run along until the other teachers.
Ms. Dixon, Shera would never be able to take tests, writing, any essays, take any final exams, and have hard writing assignments. She will have to have quizzes, minor writing assignments, where she can just write just one sentence, simple assignments, and she will not come to school on exam month.
Thanks for telling me this, Carrie.
Ms. Richardson, Shera will never be able to take any form of tests or exams again. It has caused her to have seizures. She will not be able to write any essays. She will not get any form of hard assignments. So that means whenever she takes a test, she has to take a quiz. Whenever she has to write an essay, you have to assign a minor writing assignment. Whenever there is a hard assignment, then she has to have a simple assignment, and she will not be able to come to school on final exam month. When she gets her college application, I am going to bring them the medical record, so that way they won't make her take any form of exams, or by any form of essays. All she's got to do is fill out her physical and then she is enrolled. You don't comply with these medical accommodations, then you will lose your teaching license, and you will not be able to return to the Plotagon County school system ever again.
Okay, Brittany.
Mrs. Johnson, Shera will no longer be able to take any form of tests. She will no longer be able to write any form of essays. She will not be able to do any hard assignments, because they can cause seizures. So what I advise is that you give her a quiz on test days, and a minor writing assignment on days that you assign essays. You are also gonna assign simple assignments whenever you assign hard assignments to the others, and on exam month. Shera will not return to school, because if she takes any form of exams, she might end up in the hospital.
Thanks, Adriana.
Miss Thatcher, Shera will never be able to take any tests again. She will also never be able to write any essays, or do hard assignments. Whenever you give out tests, she has to take a quiz. Whenever you assign an essay, she has to have a minor writing assignment. Whenever you give a hard assignment for the rest of the class, be mindful and give Shera a very simple assignment. She will not be able to return to school on exam month.
Okay, Madeline.
Miss Turner, Shera will no longer be able to take any form of tests, write any form of essays, and do any form of hard assignments. The only difficulty of assignments you can assign to her are easy assignments. You can't assign her any harder assignments. Whenever you give out tests, she has to take a quiz. Whenever you have the students write an essay, have her have a minor writing assignment. Whenever you assign a hard assignment, assign an easy assignment. The easy assignment will prevent the seizures just like the quiz and minor writing assignment. If you don't comply with these orders that we put in place, you will lose your teaching license. He also can't return to school on exam month.
Okay, Trinity.
Miss Saunders, Shera will no longer be able to take any tests, write essays, or do hard assignments again. Whenever you have tests, assign a quiz. When you have your class, you were an essay, have Shera do a minor writing assignment. When you have a hard assignment, assign a simple assignment, because, if you don't, she will have seizures, and you will lose your teaching license for causing seizures. She also won't be able to return to school on exam month.
Thanks, Anne-Marie.
Miss Wood, Shera will never be able to take tests, write essays, take exams, or do hard assignments again. Whenever the class has to take a test, she has to take a quiz. Whenever the class has to write an essay, give her a minor writing assignment. Whenever the class has to do a hard assignment, give her an easy assignment. She will also be able to stay home and not come to school on exam month, all because exams and other forms of hard form of school work will cause seizures, and then she'll be in the hospital.
Thanks, Gwyneth. Mrs. Weaver, Shera will never be able to take tests again. She will no longer be able to write any essays, or do hard assignments. Whenever you assign a hard assignment, give her a simple assignment. Whenever you get for a test, give her a quiz. Whenever the class has to write an essay, give her a minor writing assignment, and she will never be able to come to school on exam month. Thanks, Cassandra. Miss Hilton, Shera will never be able to take tests, take exams, write essays, or do hard assignments again. She will have to take quizzes, have minor writing assignments, and simple assignments. She will also never be able to go to school on exam months. Thanks, Christy. Mrs. Parton, Cheryl will never be able to take tests, write essays, or take any exams. That means she will also never be able to do any hard assignments. Whenever she takes a test, you have to assign her a quiz. Whenever you give out the class hard essays for them to write, she has to do an easy minor writing assignment. Whenever your class has to do a hard assignment, she has to do an easy assignment. Whenever it's exam month, she will not be able to go to school on that month. Okay, Brandy?
Mrs. McNeil, Shara will never be able to take tests, write, essays, or do any hard assignments again. Whenever you assign your class a test, she takes a quiz. Whenever you assign the students an essay, she has to write a writing assignment that is minor, and that is super simple. Whenever you give the students a hard assignment, she has to take a very easy assignment, because they will prevent seizures along with the test, becoming a quiz for her, and the minor writing assignment. She will also never be able to go to school on exam month.
Yes. Alice Marie.
Under everyone told Plotagon City High School about the test results, not academic test, the medical test.
Hey, who is this?
Mr. Hernandez, I am Courtney Miller, one of the nurses at the Plotagon City Hospital. Cheryl will never be able to take tests again, and she will also never be able to write any essays. She will also never be able to do any hard assignments. She will have to do minor writing assignments, easy assignments, and take a quiz. She'll also never be able to return to school and examine.
All right, Courtney, who is her mother?
Carissa Harrison.
All right, I will tell her that exam month starts next week. I need to call Miss Carissa.
Carissa, your phone is ringing.
That's Shera's school.
Hello! This is Mr. Hernandez from Plotagon City High School, starting Monday. So 3 days from now, there will be no school for Shera, because it's the start of exam month. So she gets the entire month off of school. If any police officers see you and Sherpa going out and about during school hours, just tell them it's for medical reasons, and that exams will cause seizures.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez. Hey. Why aren't you taking your daughter to school? Do you know that she's skipping school? This is not acceptable. Listen, here, you cow, my daughter can't go to school this month because of exams. She literally will have seizures if she takes an exam, so that's why she's not going to school this month. I don't care. Didn't hear Karen. I was in the class where she was taking a test. I saw her having a seizure, so it's best if you back off, because you're under arrest. She can't go to school for medical reasons.